Jim, congratulations. Back-to-back wins over Christmas at Edgeley Park. No goals conceded. It couldn't be much better, could it?
No, like I said, it's not just the atmosphere and the results and the clean sheets, but the opposition were probably two of the strongest sides, two of the best footballing sides. So real credit to players, because it's been a tough season so far, and we've had a relentless period where we were looking at 9 games in 27 days, catching up with those games from the FA Cup. We got them out of the way, and then we were facing the final 4 games of them were Oldie, Kidderminster, they were full time, and then Oldie again away, and then you got Bradford. So incredible respect for the lads, for the professionalism. They were in doing a double session on Christmas Eve, and then they've come in on Friday, and it's, you know, and we've obviously had to shuffle the pack for a number of reasons, but the professionalism of the whole group has been brilliant.
There's been a few comments today from 1 or 2 players. We've been talking about how Jim Gannon teams tend to come better in the second half of the season. It takes a little while maybe for some players to get it, is the comment I've been hearing. Some of the new signings maybe don't quite understand where you're coming from, but once it clicks, it doesn't half click, and we seem to be at that point now. Would you agree with that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether it's because of the type of players you have or the time you have with players. It takes a little bit longer at part-time to get like I remember going to Northwich, and they were saying to me that it's very difficult to coach players at this level. I said, well, why are you bringing me in? You know, and I think that I think it takes a while to understand your players. You've got to get to know your players and what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, what they need to work on. And sometimes you just, you know, the one thing you need as a coach is definitely patience and perseverance, and you have to keep up, you know, sometimes you have to keep going over the same stuff and consolidate and revisit and consolidate. And I think that the players, you know, the coaching's paying off, but the professionalism, the application, the energy, the work rate, you know, you don't have success, that kind of success, unless you have all of that and the tactics right.
You had to be patient today. It was a late goal, and it was your 10th corner of the game. A lot of the corners have been far post today. Did you instruct the lads to mix it up a bit, or do you trust them with that kind of decision?
Well, no. I mean, obviously, with you know, without giving too much away, I mean, we've kind of corners. Sometimes you can't be pinpoint. You can't have one target. So what you do is you set about having players synchronised to attack certain areas. You know, and we've been quite fruitful in our corners in a lot of recent games, and surprisingly, I think since the Blythe game, I think we've had 4 goals from the man who's actually on the keeper. That'd be Adam Thomas or Jake Kirby. So I think Sam was a bit confused about his new role at corners, and I had to shout to him to go on the keeper. And what sometimes happens in that position is that you're able to step off your marker, and if you get a touch there, it's a goal, because the keeper can't do much of it. So credit to Scott Duxbury. I think he's had a number of assists. He actually, I think he's got more assists from corners on the right than he has from his crosses on the left. Okay. But yeah, he's, you know, because Jake Kirby's goal was a very similar type of ball into the 6-yard box. But I thought we looked really, really threatening from set plays all day. The quality was good from all angles and all sides. And they were having to be quite manful and tough in terms of trying to disturb our runs and that, but I felt if we kept up the quality of getting behind them and kept up the quality of balls coming in from set plays that were resulting from getting behind them, then we'd create our best opportunities. And you know, and I'm really pleased for lads, because I think the effort they put in, and the way that they managed the game and kept, you know, looked at all of the changes they made, and we still kind of adapted to what I was asking, and we kind of kept strong. And we're talking about a full-time side here that I think are a good footballing side and may have de-energised us with their possession, but ultimately we sort of were strong, professional, and seen the job through. And so again, it's another game where we've got the winning goal, the last goal in the game, and this time it was critical in terms of getting maximum points and taking points off Kidderminster.
Even more impressive because your plans obviously disrupted. Lost Jordan Keane already, then lost Sam Walker 10 minutes into the game. But I thought Darren Stevenson came on and did a great job for the 80 minutes he was on the pitch. Yeah,
I mean, we didn't just have... we obviously had Conor DeMayo ringing sick. That was the first casualty, which wasn't a massive one, but then you've got Jake Kirby saying he's unwell, and then Jordan Keegan's come away from training, so you kind of think, well, and they're not linked, they've all got different symptoms, but all perhaps contagious, so we told all three to stay away. I'm really grateful to Stockport Town and Alan Lord, because I said I need a midfielder, a versatile midfielder that can't promise he'll get minutes, but I need to fill a bit. I didn't want to take any more players, so we were down to 15 players today. When I looked at the team, I thought Sam Walker could fit in alongside Paul Turnbull and do. I mean, he's been fantastic for us this season. And then with him on the left, sliding out would allow Warby to maybe do what he has been doing when he's played as the 11. And it was a good opportunity for Elliot to get his legs going again, and I thought he did okay. But the change, Darren coming on and getting Warby back to a 10 and Elliot playing in a kind of a more mixed role, sometimes low, sometimes high. It was a massive game for him because he was making us look like two in midfield and then two in attack. So I'm really pleased. Like I said, we've got a good group of players. We could have gone with Darren for the start, but Sam Walker's been chomping at the bit to get back in. And the loss of Jake, he's done great for us since his return. Jordan Keane has been getting stronger and better, and then Sam Walker and again they could have disrupted us, but we've got, like I said, professional players who've just stepped in to fill the gaps, and then the subs come on and they've like Darren, they've come on and done the job and looked really threatening, and it gave us that extra little bit of penetration with him behind, which was important because of the way they played, but it allowed Warby then to be in his customary role. And I know he didn't look like a goal threat today, but his link play and it was fantastic today. So I'm delighted he got man of the match, but there were so many players today, both full backs, there were so many good performances today and I said to lads, unless you put that effort in and play that well, and you don't get that kind of results.
It's a great result because, as I say, it lifts you up to third now. You're 7 points off Bradford Park Avenue. Great momentum now to go into the new year. Keith Briggs on commentary today thinks County are capable of getting the top spot this season. Is it still the target? Do you think that's achievable? Yeah,
well, I think anybody at this stage of the season that's in a good run of form and got a good solid squad will be thinking that, and we won't be the only ones. Even Kidderminster will be going down, they'll be dusting themselves down. They'll think it's wide open this year, and I think from our perspective, what was really important is how we manage ourselves in these difficult periods when we play a Saturday, Wednesday, Tuesday type of games. And I think we've overcome that hurdle down to the fitness and the professionalism of the players and the staff. And I think also this year that we've shown that against, I know Kidderminster dropped to 8th and they're the only team to beat us on a Monday after a Saturday game, but we've shown that we can beat the top 7, which is going to be really important because that's going to be the defining difference between being in the pack and being top of the pack. And all we can do is just if the lads will be after these 2 wins, and I'm sure everybody be thinking, well, that kind of form, then it's very much in our own hands. But there's a lot of work to be done, and we just have to keep working hard, keep professional, keep doing things right, and just take one game at a time, and just Alty's the next one, and then Bradford at home. Fantastic atmosphere about the ground today, and it's a great time to have that kind of performance and that kind of atmosphere, because we've got 6 games at home in the next, or 6 games in 7, so the ground staff have got to work cut out, and we have with the relentless turnover of matches. But one game at a time, we're in a good position. We've created a bit of a gap in terms of Alty, it's in our own hands. Chester are behind us, Kidderminster are behind us, even the games in hand, but we still got a lot of work to overcome the likes of Spennymoor, Chorley and Bradford. But we'll just keep working towards that goal, and let's just plan for a good win on New Year's Day, and just keep focused on ever improving ourselves as we go forward into January, February, March and April, and then we can be getting excited if we're in this position with a handful of games and it's still in our hands.
Fantastic. Really enjoyed it today. Well done.
Thanks so much.
Fantastic.